ladies, welcome to week 1 Q&A. Now hopefully you had a chance to have a look at the videos and the downloads for this week. So I'm going to get straight into it. So the first question was the meal planner, what day to start the meal planner on. Well, it's up to you depending on when you do your shopping or head to the markets. So the day that you've got majority of your produce there, start your meal planner on that day so you know sort of what you're working with. So you can cross out the days that I've got up the top and rearrange that according to you if you like. Now, a couple of you are on KI and wondering where you can source better produce from. Well, number one, grow what you can. So get some pots and at least grow some little lettuces or baby spinach. The green leafies are the really important ones. When you can't do that, the Organic Connection down near the main street, if you do a quick Google, you'll see her hours. It's like a fruit and veg organic shop, but a little health food shop as well. So you should be able to get a few little things there that maybe some of the recipes recommend in the recipe section. And also have a look at chatting to organic delivery or even just fruit and vegetable delivery companies that are up here on the mainland that could possibly drop to freight services that go to the island regularly. So I know I've got other country patients that do that regularly with places like Good Box Organics. So that one will be in the link for your week 2 information this week. So chat to them, even if it's once a fortnight or once a month, to a really big stock up in between your shops on the island, and you'll be surprised by how good the quality is and how long it lasts. So that's a few things that you can do there. I had a question about rice, whether that's okay to have. Now, we will go into much detail in week 4 with grains particularly, and at that stage I will actually recommend you take rice out of the diet just for the challenge, so the way that the challenge is designed. But if you're really wanting rice now, just be very honest with yourself how it affects you. So if you've written down and you're getting to know your booklet that you're experiencing any bloating or perhaps some heartburn or any kind of abdominal pains, irregular bowel movements, if you've got conditions like ulcerative colitis or celiac disease or irritable bowel syndrome, then it's probably a better idea to take out the rice. It is quite starchy and can contribute to some of those issues and inflammation in the gut. It is technically gluten-free, but sometimes with celiac disease there's certain foods that your body can cross-react with as well, and rice can be one of those. So if you're really wanting it, be honest with yourself how it affects you. Week 4 we are going to be taking rice out. For now you could replace with buckwheat or quinoa. They are they're actually seeds, officially seeds that are higher in protein, so they're less starchy. So you could have a look at the lime quinoa stir-fry recipe in the vegetarian section of the main section. That's quite a nice one because you generally need a bit of a sauce with the quinoa or the buckwheat. But some people still do react to those foods too. So it's just about really being in tune with your body, using that diet and symptom diary as you're having new foods and different meals that you haven't had before and how you feel afterwards. In saying all of that, cooked and cooled rice, so you cook it up and you let it cool down, is actually a source of what's called resistant starch. Now, resistant starch is actually really good for digestion because you don't digest it until it heads to the large intestine, and then when it hits there, it actually feeds your good bacteria. So you may find that you can get away with a bit of cooked and cooled rice or even cooked and cooled potato. Interestingly, that's another resistant starch. So I know there's issues then around bacteria growth, but if you're doing it straight away and consuming it, then that may be an option that you can get away with and not have any symptoms. Okay, the other question was in regards to heartburn. Now, and relating it to candida. Now, heartburn often is actually a cause of underacid stomach or underactive stomach acid. So remember, the first step of digestion is basically chewing your food. Second step is in the stomach. You want nice, strong stomach acid. A lot of the time, this isn't being produced very strongly or strong enough, acidic enough environment to break your foods down properly. And that in itself can actually contribute to the food sitting there for longer and creating this acid reflux. So often it's under acid stomach, not over acid stomach. Even though your heartburn medication, your antacids will help then and there as a band-aid, it's not getting to the cause of the problem. So I don't recommend having a lot of antacids all the time because that's going to be pushing down that stomach acid further and contributing to deficiencies, like you're not being able to break down your protein properly, absorb your minerals well, and particularly B12. So it's important that you do actually help that stomach acid. So something that will do that is lemon juice. So lemon or apple cider vinegar before main meals can help to stimulate that stomach acid. So if you're doing that and you're noticing that it's actually not happening so much, then it's probably under acid stomach. However, it can be a food reaction. So if you're having certain foods, then popping them down when you're getting that heartburn in your diary, so you can kind of connect to which foods are causing that, and obviously restricting those foods. It can be candida related as well, which I'll talk about in a second. Otherwise, if you're not going to be going for those antacids and you want something there just in case it happens, head to the chemist and get a brand called Flordis Iberogast drops. They're herbal drops. They taste very bitter, but that's the point. You can use them if you're getting heartburn. You take 20 drops and it generally goes away. So it's a natural approach to helping treat the heartburn. You can use it preventatively as well before meals. So that's what I'd suggest in place of the antacids. Okay, candida. Now, a question whether you can pass it between partners. Yes, you can pass it between sexual partners, so it's likely if you've got a lot of those symptoms, then your partner will as well. Now, a lot of you are really keen to get rid of candida. Just hold your horses, because candida takes a long time. There's no quick fix. So it's about slowly creating this good environment in the gut to help control that candida. So I've deliberately designed the Vibrant Woman Challenge so that each week builds on top of each other, and further support will be available for candida throughout the challenge. Okay, so be patient. But in saying that, if you're getting really severe symptoms, say ongoing thrush, and you really want to get to it straight away, then I will add the link below of coconut yogurt and kefir that is safe to take, that will help to fight against that candida. So I'll pop that link below. And if it's that bad and you want to get started straight away, I'll recommend that you just basically take out all sugar, all natural sugar, very limited amounts of fruit if you do have it, berries or green apple, no starchy veg, pumpkin, potato, sweet potato, and in some cases even nuts and seeds and legumes need to be taken out, as well as dairy. So you can see there, that's pretty, there's a lot of foods that have been taken out. So if you want to go more of a slow ease into it, then just keep following along the Vibrant Woman Challenge, and I do bring in extra support for candida as we go along, and I am interviewing an expert in candida as well at the end. So stay with it, but if you want to get started, take out those foods. And also sauerkraut and kombucha need to be taken out, but the coconut and the yogurt and the kefir that I've got below, needs to be that one, is okay to have. Okay, so otherwise just keep following the challenge. Now, the other question was about peanuts. Why don't I recommend those in any of my recipes? Well, peanuts are actually officially a legume, so that's another food that could possibly create issues with digestion. The other thing is peanuts often carry a fungus called aflatoxin, which is very toxic for the body. So I like to, completely take out the chance of you receiving that aflatoxin, and also it can contribute to candida issues as well, that aflatoxin or that fungus. So I recommend just to go to other nuts and seeds. So if you're using peanut paste, you can use things like almond paste or macadamia paste. There's all sorts in the supermarkets now. You can use nut oils and seed oils, but just make sure they're cold. Don't heat them. You'll find out more about that in later weeks. And another question on activating. Don't worry about activating nuts just yet. Just make sure you're getting raw, good quality nuts when you're having them, and that's all you need to know for now. Okay, so that was all the questions for this week. So week 2 will now be available. This will go up, you'll see it in the Facebook page, but it should also be across on week 1 at the end, by the end of today. And enjoy week 2, and I look forward to seeing you throughout in the Facebook page and also next week's Q&A.